Hi, IT Bearcats. This is your academic advisor, Justin Gibson, coming to you live from the Student Services Center. And today I actually wanted to go over with you some information in regards to the web degree audit. Some of you have already used the degree audit. Some of you may not know exactly what it is, but hopefully by the end of this tutorial, you'll know exactly what it is and how to use it. For those of you who were here before we transition to semesters, it's going to look much like the IAP. So hopefully, by having done the IAP process, you're going to be very familiar with the degree audit. But what it is essentially, it's a web tool that assesses the classes, all the classes that you've taken, as well as any kind of transfer or AP classes and credits that you have, and puts them into the degree program that you're currently in. And the great thing about the degree audit that it does distinguish between the networking track and the software application development track. So depending on which track that you're in, you actually get the chance to choose between the two. So one thing I wanted to do though, so I want to walk you through how to access that. And much like many of the functions that the university has to offer, the first thing you want to do is start by going to the One Stop Student Service Center website, and that address is onestop.uc.edu. And then from there, you want to click on My Classes. And so for My Classes, obviously you're going to be very familiar with this screen. You want to just click on the link that says Get My Degree Audit. So once you click on My Degree Audit, the next page will describe what the degree audit is. UC offers this tool for students to track progress towards your degree. This gives you a 24-hour access to figure out not only what you've done within the degree, but what you have left to do in the degree. So the next steps, it shows you how to access your degree audit using your username and password. All this information I'm actually going to go over, but feel free to read it at your own discretion. Here it talks about some of the again, the passwords that you can't use for the degree audit, but it actually is going to be the same exact thing as the same password as you do for emails or to register for class. So from the top of the page, you just want to scroll down, click on Continue, and then it's going to ask you to sign in for the web audit. I'm actually going to sign in for myself, and for you IT students out there, don't try to hack my password. So the next page, for you all, it actually will show a default program list, and I actually put myself in the default program, so it shows that like how that works. In this case, it's communication, but I couldn't put myself in the program that I advise because of conflict of interest. But for you, it would say 18, then it say 18 BSIT IT, then either dash NS for networking and systems or dash SD for software application development. So if it shows the correct program that you're in, you can just keep it on Run Default Program by this radio button here. Now, if it says BSITIT and doesn't have a particular track associated with it, or let's say if you're in the networking track and you're looking to go into the software track, there's a way in which you can go ahead and change that. And that's by using the tool Run Select Programs. So you click on this radio button, and so it gives you a list of choices. And so from here, you want to click on the college or the school code, and obviously CECH school code is 18. And for the degree program, it starts alphabetically all the way to the top. So for the degree program, it starts with the associate degrees. So you want to scroll down until you get to BSIT NS for networking and systems, or BSIT IT for the software application development. So depending on which one you want to run the degree audit for, just go ahead and choose one or the other. One thing I do want to make sure you are aware of, there is a third option, which is just the regular BSIT IT. That's for students who have not chosen a track yet. So if you know your track, this particular option will help you. So you need to choose from either one of these two. So in that case, you can just choose software application development and submit a new audit. Now, as I mentioned, I can't run my own degree audit for IT because they won't let me audit the same program that I advise. So what was able to do is have an audit ran for someone else. Now, in this case, this is the BSIT ITSD, as you can see right here. So this is going to be the software track. Now, a couple of things I want to let you know from the top. If you wanted to print this out, it's a printer-friendly version. And with all these sections here, you can choose to open all the sections, or you can choose to close all the sections if they're all open. So, coming down here, as you can see very easily, there's going to be text in green, and there's going to be text in red. The text in green means that everything is good, and text in red means everything is bad. So hopefully they try to make that as intuitive as possible. So by opening up the green, this particular heading just says how many total hours that the student has earned and with the GPA. So in regards to what's going to be most important to you, the ones that are going to be most important to you is where it says from information technology first year fall courses all the way through fifth year spring, including the Gen Ed and the optional professional development program and co-op. So first thing I want to talk about are the red X's and the green checks. The green checks here means that everything under this particular requirement is completed. So if we were to open up the Gen Ed, basically it shows that all of the requirements for this particular requirement is completed. Anytime you see a red X, it means that one or more items in these particular in that particular requirement is not completed. So I can click on this gray arrow right here to open it up, and you see that you see a couple things. For classes that are completed, you're always going to see a plus sign. Okay? Classes that are not completed, you're going to see a minus sign, as you can see for fundamentals of IT, networking, programming, and pre-calc. So for this particular student, it shows under English Comp that his classes are completed. It shows the date that they're completed. It shows the actual classes that you complete, the number of credit hours, the letter grade, as well as the particular title of the class. And I'll show you another example as we continue along. Classes that are not completed, you can see that it has a minus sign or a negative sign. And it also tells you what the title of the class is, how many credit hours it is, as well as the course number. So it gives you a very easy way to look at your degree audit and tell you what class that you need to complete the particular requirement. To complete the first year fall requirement for this student, he can go on and run a degree audit and see very easily that he needs fundamentals of IT, networking, programming 1, and pre-calculus, and that his English composition class is already complete. So what I'm going to do then, I'm going to go to another section, one that he has courses fulfilled. Alright, so let's go to second year summer courses. So it's actually just the same thing. So second year courses, you see that his intermediate composition is complete as designated by the plus. And he took classes in the winter of 99 and the spring of 99. For English 102 and 103, his letter grades, his title, and that is complete. So based on the designation with the minus sign, he knows that he still needs to take mobile device programming, information security and assurance, discrete math, and an advisor approved elective. Okay? So that's exactly how you would read the degree audit in regards to the actual academic courses. Same thing here with all his science classes. Obviously his science electives are complete and he needs to fulfill the other ones. So the last one I want to talk about is the optional professional development program. For students who are full-time, co-op is required. And so just like registering for a class, it has titles for each of these courses. So when you go ahead to do your first co-op, you'll be registered for co-op 2041. And once you register for that class, this will become a plus. Okay, and you'll be able to see very easily how many co-ops that you have left to complete. So one thing I did want to talk about is just the next section under here where it says additional courses not applicable to current major. These are other classes, especially let's say if you're transferring in. These are classes that don't fit anywhere into the IT curriculum. So even though this has its usefulness, you may not need it very much, but you can go ahead and look in it and make sure that all the classes that are listed on here that should count towards a degree program are found somewhere in here. Couple things I did want to mention about the degree audit. The degree audit is not a substitute for coming to see me. As I mentioned in a previous vlog entry, that I'd like to see all students every single term. If you're on co-op, you don't necessarily have to come in, but I'd like to have a phone conversation with you, or we can Skype. But I want to connect with every student every term. And so don't use your degree audit as a substitute for seeing me, because the degree audit doesn't give you any kind of pertinent information that you may not know about the program, just about the IT program, just by looking at the degree audit. So please keep that in mind. The other thing is, if you see classes that you think should count towards the curriculum by going and looking under additional courses not applicable, by all means shoot me an email or make an appointment, and I'll take a look at it, and if it needs to be fixed, by all means I'll fix it. Otherwise, I'll give you an explanation to why it may not fit. I actually think that's pretty much it about the degree audit. I hope you all get a chance to run your degree audit. That's a very useful tool. It's an easy way to answer questions from your parents when they want to know how much longer that you have left to earn your degree, especially if they're paying for it. Easy way to let them know very instantly how many classes that you have left. And actually, one more thing. Anytime you register for classes that you haven't completed, it also show up in the degree audit as well. Now you can't see this, but obviously by this point most of you are registered for the spring. So if you register for if this student would register for the fundamentals of IT for the spring, it would have a plus mark here, meaning that he didn't have to register for it again. So so keep that in mind, and that you can register for a spring class or a next term class, and it still be reflected in the degree audit. So if you have any questions in that regards, let me know. You can shoot me an email. My email address is justin.gibson@uc.edu, or you can give us a call to make an appointment at 513-556-2336. And with that being said, hope you all have a fantastic Thanksgiving, and I hopefully will talk to you again soon.